Hi friends, Andy Vegan! Broccoli salad with a double cashew cream is my theme today. And the cashew cream is double because I have two kinds of fat here. And it's cashew nuts, yeah, a small handful of cashew nut, that's the usual measurement for one person. One small handful of cashew nuts, yeah, or what other nuts you want to like. One handful, small handful, and coconut milk. Now that's a double creamy effect here. Coconut milk, how to make it yourself, you can see in the video link under this video. But you can also take a store-bought coconut milk, there's no problem. And I begin with a cup. The store-bought coconut milk is not raw, never. I never found a raw variety, but okay, with coconut milk, who cares? I don't think it does really matter with coconut milk, but it tastes more delicious. If you have the fresh self-made, it's really more delicious. You can try, but it's of course a lot more work. So in here, I have a half a lemon. That's also the usual measurement for a nice dressing. Handful of nuts, half lemon, peeled. And now the seasoning, it's a curry cream. And that's special today. When I make a curry cream, usually I have a huge amount of curry. These are 4 tablespoons, heaping tablespoons of curry powder, you see. And I add a little bit of chili pepper. Here, the red chili pepper, a small amount, to make it a little bit hotter. But that's up to you, yeah. It's just random, as you like. And now pepper and salt, that's a base. And pepper is very nice with curry. Just let you know that black pepper, teaspoon, half a teaspoon each or so. Yeah, the black pepper, or a teaspoon. Black pepper makes the curry. I mean the turmeric. That is the yellow color in the curry powder. Makes it work in the system. Same with the coconut milk. The coconut fat does that too. The fat and the black pepper help the body to absorb really the curcumin and the other chemical active substance in the curry to do the healing power, the anti-inflammatory and all these things. So little black pepper helps and fat too. Now blender dance. Sometimes, especially if you have coconut milk, you need to blend a little bit longer because the coconut milk likes to separate the fat and the water. Then I blend a little bit longer and it gets creamy. Well, let's taste it now. Really nice. Really nice. Yeah, I let it sit for a while and combine the main ingredients of my salad. And I said it is a broccoli salad. Here I have some florets of a raw broccoli. Yeah, just the florets. Yeah, I just cut them off the broccoli head and chop them on the cutting board. That's so much fun, especially with the broccoli, because you go against the grain. You know, broccoli has these wonderful small little, super tiny small florets. And to cut against that grain is so much fun. I don't know, you have to try. I like it, and of course raw broccoli is one of the healthiest vegetables we have. It's so-called cruciferous, the family cruciferous, because the blossoms, they grow in a cross form, and these kind of plants have certain chemicals that really are super healthy. They are known for being anti-cancer even, very healthy, and best you have them raw. Or when you cook them, you just sprinkle a little bit of mustard powder on top after cooking, and you have the same effect. But when you cook them without mustard powder afterwards, these chemical substances might be damaged and not even working anymore. So raw broccoli, raw cauliflower, raw cabbage, all these things are working better if they are treated in a special way. So broccoli here, and broccoli we know tastes nice, but if you raw, you can only eat a small amount. Who would eat a whole head of broccoli? That would be pretty unlikely. You can do everything, but I wouldn't serve it to friends. No. The point is here, I like to combine broccoli in small amounts, because it's very potent also, I don't need that much, with other ingredients that make it delicious. Yeah, you have the crunchiness of the broccoli and the nice little bit of bitter flavor sometimes, but when you combine it, for example, today with tomatoes and a little bit of onion, it's amazing. You can eat that broccoli raw and it's delicious. Here I have some cherry tomatoes. They are always available in wintertime, a little bit more expensive, but you'll be sure they are always delicious like tomatoes should taste. And so in wintertime, if I want to have tomatoes, I usually take these cherry tomatoes. Yeah, and you can see they're red and crunchy, and that's very nice. Yeah, no problem. And I have here this onion, and I have to be careful with onion here because you cannot put too many onions into that salad because that would be horrible to eat. I tried that a little bit too much onion. It was not nice. I could eat it okay, but I thought no, never serve that. So this is a smaller amount. So broccoli and tomato have almost the same amount, a little bit about a cup or so each. This is definitely half or a third of a cup. It also depends of the kind of onion you have. This is a so-called vegetable onion. It's a large onion and it doesn't taste very hot. So if you have this vegetable onion, you can take a little bit more. This is already a lot. Yeah. But if you have regular onion, take just a small amount, maybe half of this. Yeah. And you chop it, and the smaller you cut it, the easier it is to eat. A little bit of onion here is very great, very good. Here, this veggie onion, this is milder, you can take a little bit more, but don't be mistaken. Too much onion here doesn't spoil the whole thing. There's too much, usually. And the topping, you have 3 ingredients here that are perfect, nice together in a match. And the third, the topping here is walnuts. I mean, that is so great together with broccoli, walnuts. Also the look, if I look at the walnuts, I see, yeah, it looks like broccoli almost, yeah. The texture. The crunch, the lightness of walnuts, the slight bitter flavor, that's so nice. And they also go with tomatoes. If I look for tomatoes and the wonder, what kind of nut could I eat with tomatoes? I'm not very positive there. There are not many. I could eat pine nuts with tomatoes, that works. But then, I don't know. Tomatoes are very critical. I'm not sure that many nuts would go with tomatoes, but I may be wrong. But the walnuts, being it made immediately, that was possible. I keep some of the walnuts to decorate. Go back to my dressing, have a look. Yeah, you know, there were these cashew nuts inside, and the cashew nuts have not been soaked. So I do a little bit second blending to get it even more creamy and more delicious. The idea of a second blending is with unsoaked nuts especially. You make the dressing ahead of time, or before you put the ingredients together. Then you go back, sometimes the dressing sits for some time, for a couple of minutes, and then when it's blended for the first time, the nuts soak very fast in that blended version. And then you, after a couple of minutes, you blend a second time, and then you have the real creaminess. So, especially you have not a high-speed blender, you can try this method when you don't want to soak, and it works nicely to me. Here, I show you this dressing. It's a very delicious dressing and creamy, double creamy, and that goes so nice with the broccoli, with the onions. Yeah, and this nice creaminess that flows around the onions, and the onions lose their very hot flavor in that dressing. It corresponds very nicely. I'm a very big fan of this salad. Made it a second time now. The first time I had too much onions. I wouldn't serve it, but now, pretty positive, it works. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. And if you like my video, give me a thumbs up. And so maybe subscribe MD Vegan on YouTube. You have another recipe every single day. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter.